Here for IrishBoxing.com. Shauna Keeffe, the last time we spoke, it was September 20th. It was a cold night in Dublin, and you put on a performance that you said that you were going to put on in the press conference during that fight week. You delivered, and now you're here, and another big opportunity awaits. First off, how's things going?
Everything's going amazing. I fight the 22nd of November, where I will become 4-0, which is going to be a cherry on top of an amazing year. My first year as a pro there's been ups and downs, but I think all in all, it's been an amazing year.
Just tell me, just like, let's get into this first year as a professional. 1-0 in the famous Your Call. You go 2-0 then with a spectacular knockout victory, which I witnessed in Galway at Leisureland. 3-0 then in the Tree Arena, which is, kind of fitting. 3-0 in the Tree Arena, and then 4-0 is coming soon. So, like, break this down for me. Like, as a female professional boxer in your first year, how has it gone for you particularly?
I believe it went amazing. Don't get me wrong. There has been ups and downs, and it hasn't been nowhere near smooth sailing as people
Yeah.
thinks it has. It's been probably one of the hardest years I've had to put down, but it's also conditioned me and made me realize I'm made for this game. That no matter what the game throws at me, I'll be able for absolutely anything,
Yeah.
considering the year I've had to face. So yeah, I think it's been an amazing year. I've had the best sparring I could ever ask for in regards to like world level sparring. I think I'm for a person that's 3-0, that's only in the game a year. I think I actually believe I'm in an amazing position. An
Mm.
amazing position.
I remember in Galway, you called for that European title shot, and you said to Johnny, you said, "Listen, that European title shot awaits." Is that something that, and I guess you're going to say yes, but is that something that will be vitally in your position and in your earshot come? I say in your eye shot come 2025.
1,000,000% I will be starting off 2025 by becoming European champion. There's no doubt about it.
Mm.
1,000,000%. I've said it since I turned over. The minute I found out about the European title, and especially the fact, I think the biggest thing about it is no female from Ireland has won a European title. So I'm
Yeah.
all about making history. I'm all about being that extra.
Mm.
And that's the start of it. I did want to be the first girl to be able to knock girls out, and I did that. And
Mm.
I aspire to do it again and continue to do it throughout my career. I want to be extraordinary in this sport, and then obviously winning a European title and as a female to bring it back to Ireland, unbelievable, great start. And then yeah, I want to progress on then to world titles. I'm not around to be wasting time. There was a period where there was 7 months where I was inactive, but in the 7 months, I grew an awful lot as a person, as a fighter. I learned an awful lot of things that I need to learn in the pros, and I mixed with the best of the best in the time. So even though I had a bit of time off in the ring, I haven't stopped since I turned over, which
Yeah.
was over a year ago. So yeah, it's great, and yes, I do. I aspire to go straight for European titles straight after Christmas.
Does it seem mad to you that a year has already flown by since, like, you turned, or near a year has turned, and you're already, you've already done so much as a professional since turning over.
Yeah, it's been a mad year, and it's gone by so quickly. Like I remember, when Kevin reached out to me, I think it was the end of September, and then I got my flight over here the first week of October. And then obviously my pro debut is a year ago, the 8th of December.
Yeah.
Like it's honestly been the fastest year of my life, but the amount I've done in 1 year is like mind blowing. And
Yeah.
I think every fighter at my stage would dream to do, or
Yeah.
even a person would dream to do in their life. I've done it. Between going to Saudi, I'm going to become 4-0 in a year. Training alongside Katie Taylor, being our sparring partner. I was also a sparring partner for a lot of rounds for Terry Harper, which is three-weight division world champion. I've mixed in with Caroline Dubois. I had a few rounds with Ellie Scotney. Like the year I've had him, the people I've mixed in with, and the people I've got to meet. Like yeah, it's way more than what I ever thought I'd get in this career, let
Yeah.
alone in a year. Yeah.
talk to me about this Katie Taylor sparring, because I know you two have history. You have shared the ring before in the famous, iconic National Stadium. And then he's come full circle, and I guess Katie or someone from Katie's team reached out to you and said, Shauna, we'd love to have you over in America. You take the first flight over, the first flight nearest over, and then there you are beside Katie Taylor. You're having the laughs, you're dancing, you're having the crack, and you're throwing a few knocks at the same time. Like, how much more perfect does that get for yourself?
Yeah, so like I've said to anyone I've spoken to, it's a real pinch me moment in my career. It's like the highlight of my career, to be honest. When I turned over last year, like I have a vision board. I write out goals and targets that I set out. I'm mad into manifestation. And one of the biggest things was to become sparring partner for Katie Taylor, for her fight for Amanda Serrano, and I got it. Yeah, it's the biggest and best thing I could have asked for. But not only that, because me and Katie do get on extremely well. She has great time for me, as do I for her, and the same at Ross. But it's the feedback I got off them, and like the want for them, the want that they have now for me to succeed. It's anything a fighter would want, not only because she's Irish, because it's Katie Taylor.
Yeah.
It's Katie Taylor. She's the best female to do what she's done ever. I think in boxing and in the sport, she's dedicated her entire life and never wanted anything.
Yeah.
Just to do what she's doing.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of people in this game could take a couple of notes out of Katie Taylor's book, and yeah, I just aspire to do what she's done and more, to be honest, and to stay as humble and stay as grounded as Katie Taylor has, and just never lose sight of why you're doing what you're doing. And that's what she's done in all this time. She's never lost sight of what she loves and what she's doing. All that woman wants to do is to win, and just continue winning and continue competing and doing what she loves. Yeah, I don't want to lose my soul to the sport. I want to give my soul to the sport because I love it.
Yeah.
That's why I'll constantly always be in camp. I'll constantly watch Kate, and I watch everything with Katie. I ask all the questions down to earth with her and Ross constantly, because I want to know everything, all the insights, and but all the feedback I've got off the two of them about me and the way I am and the way I work, and obviously that what they see in me, it's more than I could have ever dreamt of, to be honest. It's been amazing.
Can you just take us more in depth to these few weeks with Katie and these sparring rounds as well? Like they sound like it's only some, as you said, only something that a person can dream of. And then here you are again, as I said, with one of the best female boxers, if not the best female boxer in the world, a 2-weight world champion, and now she's at this stage against Amanda Serrano just a few days out, and you're one of her main sparring partners.
Yeah, it's everything you could ever dream of. Especially it's Katie, and the standard of the sparring was so good. Like, I mean, it was unbelievable.
World class.
World class. Yeah, you'd pay to see it, and that's me totally honest with you. And like, I'm fighting an 8-rounder next week, and I was doing 10 rounds with Katie. When we both could have done more. Katie Taylor is an engine that doesn't stop, but I do too, which is amazing. And I know people will see the best version of me as the fights go on and the rounds go on with me. I get progressively better. So to be able to get in and do 8 and 10 rounds with Katie Taylor, and we're doing extremely well. Like, that's why she brought me over in May. She wanted to see how the work was, if it was good enough to be mixed into the camp. And then obviously it was. And then September was even better than what I produced in May, and then last week was even better again for the two of us. So I was never so honoured to be able to finish out our camp with her and do her last 10 round spar before she goes and she meets Amanda Serrano.
You were the last person to do the last 10 rounds with her?
Yes.
Wow.
She literally, they got in contact with me the last week, and they did say to me that if they got stuck, would I please come over? If there's anyone that did want to finish out the camp, it would be me.
Yeah.
So they reached out to me the Monday or Tuesday, and they booked my flights Tuesday, and I went over on Saturday.
That's mad.
And I did her very last week with her. We did rounds Monday and we did rounds Friday, and I finished. I was our dead last bar.
Did you go on jogs with her? Were you running with her? Were you doing also punchback work? Or what was it?
So we trained together every day. So I did my 1-to-1 pad session with Ross after Katie. and we did bags together, different boxing sessions, but the running sessions they did on their own because I had separate sessions I had to do as I was still in my own camp, and I obviously veer off what my coach wants me to do, and that's it.
Wow. Talk to me about this upcoming fight. Another big stage for Shauna Keeffe. And listen, you've experienced it once, and it's a second time around within the space for a few months. You're in front of Tom Loeffler and Dana White, and now it's now it's another big stage.
Yeah, it is. It's massive. I'm delighted I got it. So I got the call about it the day I was actually flying over to Katie, the week after my fight.
Yeah.
With it being so close to the other fight, so it'll be by the time I get back in the ring, it'll be 7 weeks to the day since my last fight.
Yeah.
Which is a perfect. Like me in my ideal world, which I'm mental.
Yeah.
I would happily fight every month or every 2 months, and that's been totally.
You seem like that kind of person. You want to stay active.
Oh, I do. I'm happy to just keep going from one to the other to the other. Like I'm in fight mode, full fight mode since I was starting my last camp, which my last camp has gone on. My last camp has probably gone on since June, to be honest.
Wow.
Literally, I finished the fight in September. I went home for a week, but I was straight back in the gym on the Monday. I take a week off from punching, that's it. But I go back SNC and I go back running, so I never lose anything.
Yeah.
So it's constantly going. And then obviously I was over in America for a week, and I did a lot of rounds with Katie over in America that week. And then I came straight back. I was straight back into camp because we had the fight. So it's been one week, one camp to another to another. So it's constantly. I'm always ready, and that's the biggest thing about me turning over is to be always ready in case opportunities present themselves. But I'm up for an 8-rounder, which is amazing because I've done 3 6s already, and everybody knows I want to move. I want to move quite quick in this sport, and I believe I have the ability to do so. And I'm blessed that Frank Warren Queensberry have given me the opportunity to do it. It's a great stage. It will be in front of, like, I believe, A-listers. I think it's probably one of the best places to get your name out there. Definitely. And like my biggest goal is obviously to get signed by Queensberry. They're the number 1 promotional team. They are. I don't care what anybody says. Frank Warren has taken over the world. He's doing tremendous things with fighters. No disrespect to Matchroom, but no, I'm more geared towards Queensberry, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Can you just talk to me about did Frank reach out? If I can ask, did Frank reach out? Did Spencer reach out? Who reached out to give this opportunity?
So a woman, her name is Laura, and she's a mutual friend of mine, and he got in contact. He made the connection between the two of us, and I've been actually in conversation with Laura for about 2 months. She's told me my name has come up quite a number of times in Queensberry's office. People, they know about me.
Wow.
So they've been trying to figure out where I could fit and where a show could be potential for me. And then obviously this one came up the week I was flying to America, first week of October. So I said, yes, 100%, let's do it. I had a chat with Andy Aylen, told him about what I want to do, where I want to go, and I blew his mind. Like, blew his mind.
I think he was sitting there, he didn't know what to say next.
Nah, but he literally everything I said, he was like, yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
And that was it. Like,
yeah.
I know what I want to do and I know where I want to go. I just need the team around me to make it happen. That is it. I have the ability. I show up to train, and there's no matter about that. And no matter what happens, I'll always be ready to show up to fight. Just get me the fights. Yeah. That is it. That's all I need.
Just with the Trey Arena fight, it was quite a bloody fight from what we have seen in the media area. I just want to know, was that a cut? I guess it was a cut from her, but was that a headbutt, or did she come up with her head? How did that clash happen?
So the first bit of blood was I broke her nose.
Yeah.
First,
you smashed her nose.
I broke her nose and it cut across.
Yeah.
So blood started there, and then I went in for shots, and as I came out, she fell in and she headbutted me on the top of my eye here, which brought my eye out but cut her head clean open.
Yeah.
And obviously then the blood started coming out, but every shot I was throwing, I kept hitting in the same spot.
Yeah.
So the blood was coming out profusely. Yeah. It didn't stop. It was a bloodbath.
Yeah.
But at least...
Did you get it kind of, were you a bit, not angry, but you were kind of a bit miffed that you didn't get like the knockout performance, but it was kind of stopped on the feet?
In a way, yeah, and in another way, no. I'm glad it went the rounds that it did, right? Because
Yeah.
as the rounds went on, I found my flow and I found my feet, and you could see the best version of me. The shots I was landing and hitting her with, if it was anyone else, they would have bowled it over.
Yeah.
Let's be honest about it. She refueled so well. I'd say she was in the ring at 68 kilos. I
Yeah.
was 63 in that ring.
Oh
So
wow.
there's a
Okay.
significant difference in
Yeah.
the weights because I don't necessarily blow up, lads, because I don't take time out. I'm always around fighting weight. I
Yeah.
max go up to 65 kilos.
Yeah.
So you're talking maybe 142 maybe
Yeah.
max, and I fight at 135.
Yeah.
So it's not a big jump. So my refueling, I was in the ring at 63. You look at the significant size difference with her between the weigh-in day the day before to the next day.
Mm.
She was easily 68 kilos, I'd say.
Yeah.
But she had a granite chin, and I had to give it to her. She took tremendous amounts of shots. But I did rock her in the third round, and it would have stopped her if the fight went on. If the
Yeah.
towel wasn't thrown in when it did, I would have got the knockout 1,000,000%. It was literally brewing.
Yeah.
But her coach did the right thing for her. I don't really believe she landed too many big punches on me, but she did take an awful lot of punches and an
Yeah.
awful lot of punishment off me. So maybe they did call the right decision at the right
Yeah.
time.
Because I remember seeing Poik like look over to ringside, and he looked over to the judges. I was like, this does not look like the best. Is this going to get stopped? And he looks in towards the camera, and then he looks in towards Dan again. It's like, oh, fight stop. And we all in the media room were like, stop. Look, like we wanted, everyone wanted to see that fight go on. And I
I know.
talking to one of the lads. He works. I can't remember who he works for, but I told him, it's like, oh, this fight's going to get stopped, isn't it? He shakes his head. It's like, yeah, make it
I
anyway. But
know.
yeah, but listen, like it's like. Has Dana White or has 360 been in contact since that fight?
Oh yeah, I've been
Told me in
speaking.
ringing, Shauna.
I've been speaking to 360, of course, and they're still on about the fight in Madison Square Garden for
Yeah.
Patrick's Day.
Can't get
Or
bigger than
I
that.
think it's now. I think it's now the 25th, but we'll play it by ear. I can't plan anything. Like, let's be honest about it. I get signed by Queensberry, like I really want to. I'm not going to be fighting on another person's show when I'm building with Queensberry.
Yeah.
Like by March next year, like I'll either be defending the European title or I'll be hopefully aiming for world titles by then.
Yeah. Have you
That's my
are you looking at anyone in your division at the moment that's like kind of like taking your eyes like, listen, I'd like to have a few knocks with them and to do it for a world title. That'll be even better to put the cake in the icing.
To be honest, I don't really care who I take. Honest to God, I
Yeah.
honestly don't care who I take. I believe, in my view, the 135 division is wide open. I think it's wide open.
Yeah.
Everybody has their number. Everybody does, and everybody has holes in their armory, as you can see. It's just with the right team and the right coaching and the right corner man, which I have in Rod, we can expose absolutely anything. But I don't believe there's many people out there can expose me. I really don't believe it.
Wow. That's a statement within itself, saying that no one can there's military exposure there, but just going back to the Katie fight, what can we expect from Katie Taylor on Friday night / early Saturday morning for obviously the people watching back in, obviously I know there'll be people watching back in Tipperary and all over the country, but what can we expect from Katie Taylor from your perspective that you can say on Friday night live on Netflix around the world?
I believe you're going to see the best version of Katie Taylor. So obviously I've been watching Katie Taylor's career since I became a boxer when I was 14.
Yeah.
There is not one fight of Katie's I've ever missed,
Yeah.
especially since she turned pro, right? And I believe this is the best I've ever seen Katie, ever. Her presence in the ring, her strength, her ability. And Katie Taylor is an all-round fighter. She's versatile. There's nothing Katie Taylor can't do. Nothing. I mark my words, nothing, right? So watching Katie in May and September, and then obviously last week, and you compare Katie Taylor to Amanda Serrano. Amanda Serrano's two best fights was with Katie Taylor and Erica Cruz. Let's be honest about it. They were unbelievable, unbelievable. But since those two fights, which was 2 years ago, I haven't seen a mind-blowing performance from Amanda Serrano. The 12 threes that she put out to do, and I'm probably going to get backlash for this, but I don't care, were pointless. It was to put out a statement that women should be put up to 12 threes for equality and women can do what men can do and going for knockouts. One, she didn't get the knockout, and two, she gassed out by the 8th or 9th round, and it became one of the most boring fights I've ever watched of Amanda Serrano, to the point the day I watched it, I had to turn it off after the 4th round. I had to go back and force myself to watch it the following day so I could finish out and see the decision. Then the fight she took her the 140 there not so long ago against the girl that was probably pulled off the side of the street. She stopped her by overwhelming her with shots, but she didn't knock her out, did she? Going up to 140, no extra strength, no extra power. There was nothing extra added. So I don't rate it at all, if I'm being honest. And then you compare Katie. First one with Chantel Cameron, Katie wasn't right. And anybody that knows Katie Taylor, she wasn't right. She got beat, right? And she came back and she redeemed herself. Katie Taylor was Katie Taylor in the ring against Chantel Cameron.
Yeah.
Chantel Cameron was Chantel Cameron in the ring the second time. There was nothing going to change and adapt with Chantel Cameron. What you see is what you get. With Katie Taylor on day one, Katie Taylor wasn't there at all.
Yeah.
But she showed up in the second one. So Katie Taylor has had a good war with Chantel Cameron. She's done everything she needs to do. But I believe now, a year later, she's filled into a solid 140. Like, solid. Yeah. She cannot be pushed back. I'm telling you now, I believe in my heart of hearts, this fight is going to be completely different to the first one. And I believe Katie's going to dominate it from the get-go.
So from round 1 to round 10, Katie Taylor... and I can believe that 100% what you're saying, but with Serrano, like I've heard multiple claims that, you know, Katie has brought the big stage to her, and, you know, Katie's going to do it. But I truly believe as well that Katie gets the job done, and she gets it done in a dominant fashion. I think it's going to be a unanimous decision, landslide victory to Taylor. That's what I believe, anyways. I think you're on the same page.
I believe so too, 1,000,000%. The only thing that worries me, and obviously and anybody with any bit of sense would have this worry in the back of their mind, it's the most valuable promotion show, and will they, because the whole talks of Fight Week now is about the trilogy in Croke Park, they're on about making a trilogy before the second one even fucking happens. So my worry is, regardless of what Katie does, is she going to get the decision? Because that's my only worry. But I believe Katie Taylor is going to she's going to create a massive upset. And any person that thinks Katie Taylor is at the end, they'd want to check themselves. For a woman that's 38 years of age and that's been fighting since she's 7. Yes.
Wow.
And she's fighting since she's 7 and she's never stopped. She's more life in her now than I've actually seen. She put every person in the boxing scene to shame.
Yeah. But I think even like when you say like she's never been knocked out, like when you think of it, she's never been put down on her arse. She's never been put down on her arse. She's never been out on her back at all before. The nearest it wasn't even that. It was just like she's never been knocked out. And people saying that, and I agree with you fully. People saying that Katie Taylor's done need to check themselves 100%. She's one of the greatest female boxers of all time.
Yeah, see, even with the fight, the first fight with her and Amanda, like the 5th and 6th round was very touch and go. But do you know what that fight showed everybody in this world? That Katie Taylor has the heart of a lion.
Yeah.
When they say that Irish fighters are different to the core, we are, because we have that fighting spirit, and no matter what is up against us, we will not stop. Yeah. And Katie Taylor is one of them. Yeah. She is massively one of them.
Yeah. Listen, on one final note, one final question. I asked this to every boxer. What's 3 singular words that we can expect from Shauna O'Keeffe? That's question 1, and then I'll do question 2 after.
Performance of the night.
And then question 2, 3 singular words that we can expect from Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano, the rematch live on Netflix around the world. 3 singular words we can expect from Katie Taylor.
Shock the nation.
You're just so good at words. You know that. Like, you're just on the ball. You're on the ball. You're the first person that actually hasn't been like, I actually have never received this question before. Here's Matt Meehan with the questions that I've never received. But listen, Shauna, as always, first off, have a great evening. The rest of the evening, thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. As always, it's always great to talk to you and have the crack and have the chats. And listen, we'll catch up again soon, hopefully. And I'll see you before, or actually, I'll see you probably after your fight anyways. And I'll talk to you then.
Yeah, can I just give a massive shout out to everybody that's in the National Stadium this week? It was
Elites.
just over a year ago I won my first elite title, so I want to wish everyone the very best of luck and go out and give it absolute suck.
Let's go. Actually, final question. Any shout out to your sponsors? Quick shout out to your sponsors if you have any sponsors.
Massive shout out to Shoreway, to O'Shea's in County Waterford. It's a beautiful, beautiful hotel in Tremor. Massive shout out to our Kings. Great competition, guys. If you want to go win, go check them out. And a great shout out to everybody that supported me along the way. Thank
And your
you.
Cowgate, is it Cowgate Queen?
The Carrigain Queen will be back
Go!
next Friday.
Let's go! Right, Shauna, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I'll talk to you later on in a bit.